this is a guy that's got still a lot to shoot for, he feels, in his career.
It's a great point, Kevin. And the challenge for Dwight is how to balance how serious he is and how passionate he is with having that fun on the court that he's after.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Maurice Spates out there with Anderson Varejao. And it's Livingston in at the point. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Clark, remember a year ago, Klay Thompson was the subject of trade speculation, possibly, in fact, going to the Timberwolves for Kevin Love.
Yeah, in the end, the Warriors stood pat, and it was a controversial decision at that point, but I don't think there's any question it was a pretty good move for the Warriors right now.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
And the Warriors, also inking Thompson to that 4-year, $70 million extension. A big show of faith on their part, and it's looking like money well spent.
Houston making some changes. Beasley comes in for Terrence Jones, and Trevor Ariza is subbed in for Powell. We've got 1:55 left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Livingston. Good on the triple. Livingston's got the lead up to 4 now for the Warriors.
And now Klay Thompson with deeper pockets, but never one to splurge. His father taught him well. I mean, his rookie year, he drove the family hand-me-down. He bought his next car used, so his focus is clearly on the game, not the glitz and glamour.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Ariza has the open look. Varejao grabs the board. Warriors leading by 6. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Now the dish to Ariza. Howard setting the pick for Ariza to stop the run, and it's good on the way in.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
From deep three-point range, Warriors the rebound. Thompson for the triple. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
Terry against Thompson, and there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. Different look here for the Warriors. Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Varejao. Draymond Green comes in for Maurice Spates. Andre Iguodala, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Stephen Curry in for Sean Livingston. And then for Houston, Smith checked in for Howard. Harden comes in for Brewer. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jason Terry. Beasley kicks to Harden. Shot clock at 5. And Curry pulls it down. Pass to Green. He feeds it to Ezeli. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
And so we conclude the first half. Warriors ahead. They fit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. The second quarter was very... And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see...
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. One of the stories here, Draymond Green getting it done today.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
So on the floor for Houston, Beverly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Trevor Ariza out there with Beasley. And it's Howard in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Last season was difficult for Dwight Howard, to say the least, across the board. Worse since, in fact, his rookie year.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to stay healthy. I mean, looks dominant in spurts. Gets you thinking, okay, he's back. Then his body betrays him.
And here's Harden for three, and that one's good. Harden's got 5.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
Warriors with the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. They won their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the charts.
Scorching and torching offensively. They were able to get everything they wanted.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Jones comes in for Michael Beasley. And it's Powell in for Trevor Ariza. Here's Jones.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
Rockets have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far. And that one misses.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
Powell, the pass to Howard, takes the 12-footer and hits. Yes. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Curry with him. He has 6. Kicks to Green. Goes up on the top of the key. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got his 3rd assist on the night. Well, looking at Terrence Jones, he really has that complete game. His ability to make a play at the rim, hit 35% of his threes. He's a multi-dimensional threat. Long player, well-schooled, falls in line, I think, very well with any good team. And in this particular case, with one of the playoff teams in the West.
Yeah, he's one of the more efficient players in the league, over 53% his first 3 seasons. So defenses might want to choose to ignore somebody else.
And the Warriors making a change here. Livingston's checked in.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
And here's Beverly. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And there's Stephen Curry on the assist from Spates. And the Warriors lead by 12.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
And he knocks down the first one.
And, guys, Patrick Beverly, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. Now, you know, Beverly is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. He's good at just spotting up for threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender.
And Beverly plucked out of Europe by the Rockets. Clark, he signed a new contract this past offseason.
And a nice value for the Rockets, Kevin. I mean, he's a player whose impact on the game really transcends the stat sheet. That's often the case for those guys that are all defense caliber players.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Screen by Smith. A floater. Warriors with the rebound. Green's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Warriors leading by 14. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots. Thompson is out there with Steph Curry. And it's Ezeli in at the center. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
And a great job of taking advantage of the steal there to get those easy ones in transition.
You know, that's exactly how you draw it up, Greg, on the board. I mean, good defensive work, aggressive play in the open court. Those two things are hand in glove when they work together.
That's good. Iguodala's got the lead up to 14 now for the Warriors. Rockets shooting at 50% in a decent groove. It's Harden with the drive. Beasley dishes to Smith. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He's spent some time at power forward. Clark, he's spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Howard's checked in for Smith. It's Thompson off the drive. Feeds to Spates. Outside, Green. Iguodala kicks to Curry. That one falls. Coming off Iguodala's feed. 16 points for Steph Curry.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Harden's shot is good.
He's starting to feel it. He's in a groove here in the second half.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. It's Thompson off the drive. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
You know, another point of contention between every NBA fan is whether or not the age restriction is a good thing. Some want it increased, others want it gone altogether. You know, for me, it's a matter of whether or not you as a team feel that that player can make an impact on your roster.
Beverly against Thompson. That's tipped. Curry with the steal.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Warriors.
And Clark, they really lit it up in this one. Fantastic offensive performance.
Most definitely. They shot the ball extremely well. It's a game to be proud of.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
Well, once they'd taken the first 2 from them, you could just sense how this one was going to go.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Curry. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
For 3, Smith. No good. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. And there are arguments, Clark, on both sides for the NBA and the age restriction it has currently right now. Having one seems to have helped the level of play overall, but I think there's some improvements that can be made.
Yeah, with the D-League coming into its own, though, Kevin, the discussion has opened up again. NBA teams used to not have a place for high school players. The D-League could serve in that regard now, but having a restriction is something that I think has helped the NBA. I actually would like to see it be 20 years old.
Me too. Decker's checked in for the Rockets. Well, guys, Josh Smith, an interesting case. Clark, he shot about 2 triples a game last year, yet for the last 3 seasons, his free throw percentage has been under, surprisingly, 55%.
Yeah, and that's terribly troubling. I mean, his three-point percentage improved in Houston, but the free throws, really, he can do much better than that. You look at his stroke, I think it's just a matter of concentration with Josh.
Decker gets the bucket.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. It's taken away by Brewer. And Steph Curry with the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. First one falls for him. Brewer hits them both. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. The clock now can just run out for the Warriors. Here is Livingston. The 3. And that one's good.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of surge.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go. No question about that. And once they pulled away, they didn't let up.
And that about wraps it up.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of Stephen Curry. Starting the second half, he came out with a nice stretch, hitting 4 in a row to help fuel their third quarter. Kenny, what did you think?
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. I'm getting jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, 94. As the preacher takes